Welcome to Tall Tales and Stories. Dive into a world where imagination knows no bounds. Here, we spin outrageous tall tales, thrilling adventures, and captivating stories that will leave you questioning what's real and what's not. Whether you're a fan of folklore, creative storytelling, or just love a good yarn, you've found your home. Subscribe now and let the stories begin.
Another coughing episode left Leo weak and spent, his grizzled stubble and lips now stained with blood from his ravaged lungs. He grinned wryly and glanced at Max, who was staring anxiously at his friend. "I'd love a cigarette right now." Max wagged his head disapprovingly and watched in silence, while Leo laid out their bed, a pile of cardboard. Homeless for nearly a year, this was the best he could do. After claiming his side of the bed, Leo patted the other and gestured for Max to join him. His tattered clothes barely shielded him from the elements, and a relentless battle with cancer was sapping his strength. Amidst the despair, Leo found solace in the unwavering companionship of his loyal dog. Max was more than just a dog to Leo. He was his confidant, his protector, and his only friend. Despite their dire circumstances, the bond between Leo and Max remained unbreakable. Max's fierce loyalty was matched only by Leo's deep affection for his faithful companion. As Leo's health deteriorated, Max's instincts kicked in. He would search for food, often returning with scraps scavenged from nearby alleys, placing them gently by Leo's side. Max's watchful eyes never left Leo, his tail wagging softly as if to offer comfort in times of despair. Leo's heart was with Max, who lay beside him through every sleepless night and painful day. As Leo's final moments approached, he found solace in Max's presence. With a weak smile, he whispered words of gratitude and love to his loyal friend. Max nuzzled closer, his warm breath mingling with Leo's as if to share his strength and ease his pain. In the grip of a relentless winter, Leo and Max huddled in a dimly lit corner of a dilapidated building, hoping the police wouldn't kick them out. The icy tendrils of the season had seeped through the cracks, biting into Leo's frail frame, and the feeble light of a flickering candle was their only companion in the darkness. His hands, once steady and strong, now trembled and shivered as he clutched a pen, the weight of his emotions heavier than the frost that surrounded him. Beneath the layers of worn clothing, his chest heaved with a mix of emotions that threatened to consume him. Leo's trembling fingers held a sheet of paper, blank, but for the tear stains that marked its surface. With each shaky breath, he began to write, the ink staining the page with words that flowed from the depths of his heart. "My dearest daughter, as I pen these words, my hands shake from the weight of the regrets and the love that I've held within for far too long." His words carried the echoes of years gone by, the silence that had grown between them, the unspoken words that had strained their relationship. Leo's trembling hands traced the lines of each letter, each word an attempt to bridge the gap that had formed between him and the daughter he had once held so close. Life has a way of taking us down paths we never intended to walk, and I find myself here, facing the end of my journey, with regrets that haunt my thoughts. The candle's flicker cast dancing shadows across the room, each one a reflection of the emotions etched on Leo's face. His trembling hands continued to shape the words, his penmanship wavering but determined. "I want you to know that even in my shortcomings, my love for you has never faltered. It has remained a constant beacon, guiding me through the darkest of times." The memories of their laughter, the warmth of their embraces, all of it came rushing back to Leo, mingling with the cold reality of his present situation. His fingers, pale and numb, clung to the pen as if it were a lifeline. Life has its own plans, and sometimes they lead us astray. I wish I had been there more, shown you the depths of my affection, and eased the pain that my absence may have caused. As Leo's words formed on the page, his chest tightened with a mixture of sorrow and yearning. He wished he could reach through the paper, touch his daughter's cheek, and let her know the sincerity of his sentiments. The candle's flame danced its final waltz, casting a dim glow upon the faint lines of Leo's letter. His trembling hands reached the end, the ink blotting slightly as the pen touched the paper. I am no longer strong, my dear. The cold has seeped into my bones, and the weight of my time on this earth presses heavily upon me. I write this as a final farewell, a testament to the love that has always resided within me. Leo's hands lowered the pen, his final words etched onto the page. He gazed at his creation, a mix of emotions coursing through him. In that fleeting moment, he found a sense of peace, a connection to the daughter he had been distant from for far too long. As the candle's flame flickered and faded, so too did the shivers that had racked Leo's frame. He closed his eyes, imagining his daughter's face, hoping the words he had written would bridge the gap that had grown between them, and in some small way bring warmth to the icy cold of their estrangement. In a world where moments weave the fabric of lives, Max's love and loyalty transcended the boundaries of life and death. In his final moments, as the thin line between this realm and the next grew faint, Leo whispered a request to Max that would bind them together, even in Leo's absence. With difficulty, Leo's fumbling hands attached the letter to Max's collar. With his last breath, Leo's raspy voice, laden with love and determination, brushed Max's furry ear. "Find her, Max," he breathed, his voice carrying the weight of 1,000 unspoken emotions. "Find Eve." Max's eyes, warm pools of devotion, locked onto Leo's fading gaze. With a resolute nod, Max understood the gravity of the task that had been bestowed upon him. Leo's whispered plea was etched into Max's heart, guiding his every step as his journey began with the setting sun, casting long shadows across the city's alleyways and forgotten corners. His paws trod the cold pavement, each step carrying him along the uncharted path he was destined to walk. Through bustling streets and quiet neighborhoods, Max followed the whisper of his owner's words, a beacon of devotion in the night. As the seasons wove their tapestry of change, Max traversed fields, crossed rivers, and found solace beneath starlit skies. Through rain and sun, he pressed on, his spirit unwavering. Max's journey was marked by hunger, cold, and steadfast determination. Each stranger he encountered and each enemy he vanquished brought him closer to his ultimate goal. In the midst of his travels, the letter Leo had penned rested ever present, a tangible connection to the man who had been his anchor. At long last, after countless miles, Max stood before a humble house nestled in a quiet neighborhood. His heart raced as he sensed that his mission was nearing its end. The door opened, revealing a woman whose eyes, though unfamiliar, held a glimmer of recognition. With a tentative wag of his tail, Max slowly approached, his paws carrying with them the weight of a father's love and a daughter's yearning. Recognizing her father's dog, Eve's fingers gently untangled the envelope from Max's collar, her hands unsteady as she unfolded the pages within. Tears flowed as she read Leo's words, feeling the embrace of a love that had never truly faded. In the tender moments that followed, the estranged daughter found a connection renewed, a bond forged by a dog's devotion and a father's final wish. Max, having delivered his cargo of love, rested contentedly at her feet, his tail swaying as he heard the gentle whisper carried on the wind. "Thank you, Max. Daddy loves you." In the quiet of that moment, as Leo's whisper lingered in the air, a promise was fulfilled. A legacy of love and loyalty was woven into the tale of a dog named Max.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to